Hey everybody, and welcome back to Emerald Coast. It is day 6 of midsummer, and we are over here on field 12, I believe it is, or maybe it's 13. No, field 12, harvesting some barley. Just waiting for the harvester to make a turn, come up here and unload. Well, actually, I should have emptied him earlier. For some reason I was thinking his pipe was on the other side, but at any rate, we've got our grain truck here and our gravity wagon hooked up behind the grain truck, and that's pretty much because we're going to have to cart this grain all the way back to the arable farm. We do not have a silo that I know of over here that takes barley. We do have a silo up by field 20 and 21 that takes wheat, but nothing that takes barley that I know of that's over here. Been over here pretty much harvesting this this barley all day long. As you can see, we are putting the straw down on the ground. We are not windrowing it, and that's basically because we've got more straw than we're going to need to worry with. Just going to park this here and get our harvester. Try not to get choked up with straw dust. Basically, we've got more straw than we know what to do with, or that we're going to need for quite a long time. So we're just going to go ahead and put this down on the ground and deal with it in that fashion. We've got rain coming, so we do want to try to hurry up and get this field off before the rain gets here. We don't want the rain to, increase the ground moisture here to the point where we are doing a bunch of ruts and everything in the ground. Go. So the gravity cart wagon here actually ends up just about doubling the capacity of the grain truck. It's kind of interesting. The grain truck holds, I think, 25,000 liters and something, and the gravity wagon holds, I think, 23. Or it's the truck holds 23 and the gravity wagon holds 20 some. But at any rate, it's pretty close as far as the overall capacities of the two. We basically are doubling our capacity once we hook those up. We have been able to get all of the canola field harvested. That was field 2. And we are still working on getting our soybeans planted into our fields that we have already taken the wheat off of and the barley off of earlier. So what we're going to do here is we're pretty much just going to be carting the grain. We've already made kind of a headland pass around the field on this side, and we've made a few passes on the field on the other side of the field, mostly to avoid the mud that's over there. There's a fair bit of mud just off the field edge, and the harvester was kind of getting stuck over there, so we went and put a couple passes in just so that the harvester really is doing most of its turning on the field. So in Farm Sim news, of course this video is coming out the Friday before Farm Sim releases. That is kind of quite exciting times, given that in a week we are going to have Farm Sim 19 out of our ears as far as video content and gameplay. It's not that it's a bad thing, it's just we're going to be inundated with Farm Sim 19 content, that's for sure. Here in the US we are with, let's try this. In the U.S., it's of course Thanksgiving weekend, so some of you will be traveling. If you're traveling, I wish you safe travels and hope that the holiday goes well for you. It seems like anytime holiday travel and families involved, there's always the potential for, you know, issues to arise. Hopefully that doesn't occur on your trip this year. If you're not from the U.S., then you probably are knee deep in Farm Sim for sure. This fine weekend is coming up. But note: fry turkeys. Hope you didn't burn down your house. It's always a big danger. We like to fry our turkey. It's quite tasty, but we try to do it the safe way, and that is to have the fryer fairly well removed from the house. We measure the oil before we put the turkey in it, so we know that we're not going to overflow. We try to pat dry the turkey before we drop it in the oil, and we definitely don't just drop it in the oil. We lower it quite slowly into the oil. Put a typically when I lower it, I wrap a towel around my arm, because once you start dropping that turkey in there, the steam that comes off that oil will just burn you, something fierce. So you don't need to get burned and then drop the turkey in there and just cause a whole mess. So I take a towel and wrap it around my arm, and that way the steam is diverted. It's not hitting me directly. It just hits the towel. The towel gets a little moist, a little warm. That's about it. Well, how do you all prepare your turkey? How did you all prepare your turkey this year? This is going to be coming out, like I said, on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving here in the U.S. In map news, Mercury Farms finally dropped just the other day. Got up, went down to the gaming system, which I typically do in the morning. Not to game, per se, but more to just check Discord and, you know, see if anything interesting has been posted in YouTube, respond to comments or anything that's come in overnight, and general things like that. And one thing I typically do is pull up the Farm Sim website and pull up the mod hub. Even though most mods are typically released at periods of the day that are you know, later in the day, typically I'll pull up the mod hub and just check and see what might be up there. And lo and behold, Mercury Farms was sitting there, and I was like, holy cow, look at that. It must have just shown up, because it had like 30 votes. And I know how fast this stuff seems to get votes on the mod hub. So that's great. Just today we did the premiere of the map video, and I thought that went really well. I think I was watching the viewer count, and I think at some point we had, you know, 28 or so folks watching the video simultaneously. So I think that's a pretty good showing, and I think it was well received. So I've been thinking about doing that maybe not for all Farm Sim 19 map videos, but I've thought about doing that maybe for some Farm Sim 19 map videos, where we'll do I'll do the video, upload it to YouTube, and then schedule it as a video premiere. And what that does, if you're not familiar, if you've never seen the premiere, didn't see the Mercury Farms premiere, what it does is it shows up in the channel as if it was an upcoming live stream. You know, it shows that it's scheduled. You can go to the page, you can mark it for or to be alerted or reminded that the video is about to start. But instead of being a live stream where we're actually playing the game live and streaming that out, it's playing a video that's been uploaded, but it starts the video at a predetermined date, and just plays the video in your browser as if it was a live stream, as a web chat up, so you could chat with other viewers. And really it allows the content creator to interact with the viewers that are watching the video for the first time, and much more closely than we can interact when we're doing a live stream. Because when we're doing a live stream, we are trying to spread our attention out between, one, the game, and two, the audience and whatnot. It also allowed Alien Jim to come in and be a part of the live stream, or not live stream, but the premiere, and interact with the folks that were playing the map or were watching the the video. Allowed him to actually answer any questions that came up related to the map and everything. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm thinking about doing that for some Farm Sim 19 maps. Not really sure on the timing, because probably the best time to do those is when I'm at work, and it's a little difficult to schedule something in my line of work to know that I will be available and free to participate and watch the video with everybody. So I'm kind of thinking about when maybe we would get those scheduled and everything, but I do think we're going to do more of those premiere type events in the future. It's pretty interesting the way it all worked out. Okay, yeah, we've got 20, so it must be like 28,000 liters this truck holds. See, we're sitting at 26,500 in the glance up there, and we're at 94%. Thought it was starting to look a little cloudy. Maybe it's not. The rain might be on its way, and we'll have to wait and see. I'm trying to figure out. I don't think we're far enough along. I was thinking about going up there and grabbing our compost spreader and bringing it down here and getting it started on putting compost down. Kind of add to the fertilization capabilities of our scattered straw. But I don't think we're far enough along in the field that we wouldn't end up catching up to our harvester and then basically getting in the way. Next steps is going to be to basically finish planting. Here we're see the steps are going to be to plant soybeans in field 2 and 12 if possible. We still have our poplar up here we need to harvest. Then in late summer, I suspect we're going to need to go over here and get a second cut of hay off of our 3 hay fields. It's because I suspect that hay is going to be close to fully grown at that point and really needing a cut. Are in 6, as I said, so we've got 2 more days of midsummer to deal with, and then we got late summer, and look at that, we've got 5 days of sunshine after the rain that's coming today, so that's pretty good. It'll give us an opportunity to get the ground dried off. We've got 2 days after this in order to get the soybeans in the ground. And then we'll have 4 days to, I guess, 3 days, assuming it takes us both days to get soybeans in the ground. We'll have then, alright, so it holds 28,267. Go ahead and start filling up our gravity wagon here. So then it'll give us, like I said, 3 days to mow the grass, get it headed, baled up, and put away. And that should pretty much fill up our hay stacks, both at the cow farm and the 2 stacks that we've got up on the hill. And that should be all the hay we're going to need going into winter and into early spring, and we'll still have plenty of hay that we can offer to locals and not so local individuals who may have been in a down and out situation and may need some hay. We've got 149 cows up there, and we are out of grass. So I've got a health of 81%. We definitely have to thin down the cow population a little bit. Thinking about knocking it down to 130. I think that would probably better suit us overall. Just kind of waiting for the cow prices to be at a point where it makes sense to do that. Let's just see where cow prices be here in just a few days. Is that early summer? First day of late summer looks to be about the best time to get rid of our cows, get rid of a few. We could wait until late autumn or early winter, but it look to be that high, that much higher of a price. So we're going to be getting rid of some of our cows. Pigs, we're going to wait till spring. Pigs, and we've got 108 pigs. I suspect by the time next spring comes around, we'll probably have 120, 130. Those little jokers. They seem to be reproducing quite frequently at this point. And we got ourselves 130 sheep. We're going to need to check the wool situation here also soon. Haven't taken any more wool over down to the spinnery since late spring, I think. So might have ourselves a decent amount of wool that we need to take down there. See what the price might be on that. That here later today, actually. Wool. Oh, no, that is a pretty depressed price at $66,000 per ton. Wool. So definitely not going to mess with that. Sugarcane's pretty good if we had any sugarcane, but we don't have any way of storing it. Sugarcane did finally start regrowing, but it's not really going to be anything we're going to be harvesting until next year at the earliest. Just kind of hope to have better prices on our sugarcane next year, because if you remember, we basically operated at a loss this year in selling our sugarcane. We just didn't have the prices we needed to get that done. Also this week we have had various YouTubers and Twitch personnel having early access to FarmSim 19 and putting up streams on the official Giants YouTube channel. Been able to have Q&A sessions. Been able to see both the German map. It's now been branded the German map. For quite a long time they've called it a European map and the American map. Now it has officially been, I guess, designated as the German map and the US map. So looking at the schedule, they've had 2 streams a day, one on the one in German and one in English. Different personalities doing each video of each stream, doing Q&A sessions, showing off gameplay, and doing a tour, walk around of map, both the German map and the American base map. So, thinking that with it raining, getting ready to rain, might be in our best interest to put this away. Get it out of the field before it starts to rain. Just come in here at a later date and finish it off. Field's dried out a little bit. What do you guys think? See how much further we can get before it starts to rain? You put it away and come back another day. Yeah, I'm really excited about 19 and some of the older equipment that's been shown in the fact sheets. That old New Holland Harvester showed up in the fact sheets. That was a bit of a surprise, I think, to lots of folks. But I think that's going to be needed in some of the higher difficulty, some of the higher gameplay modes where you start with no fields and no farm and basically need to buy your stuff in. You're probably going to be starting out with smaller equipment, cheaper equipment, just to make your budget, go a little bit further. So kind of like that harvester a little bit better than maybe the K1660. That was the common base harvester in 17. Going up here. A little bit more in. This harvester's gotten quite dirty. I need to clean it off. Pretty sure we had to wash this before we started this field. This field has a fair bit of mud on the upper edge, the upper side of it up there, and like I said, all along this eastern side or western side, I guess, of the field. It's pretty muddy. So when the harvester was making turns and such, was digging down in the mud a fair bit. I'm sure that's where a lot of this dirt has come from. want to get over there. Now with this load of grain and pulling the trailer, probably get stuck for sure. With even more rain coming, we don't want that. So let me know in the comments, what have you all thought of the Farm Sim 19 live streams that have been going up on the official Farm Sim YouTube channel. Obviously, I'm recording this before they have happened, but it's going to be airing, you know, toward the end of those. We're going to be started them on Monday of this week, and basically had 2 streams each day, one in German, one in English, all the way up to, I think, Tuesday, November 20th. It's all the way up to release day. They're going to be doing that. Maybe they're going to end on the 19th, on the Monday. I'm not able to recall the exact schedule. What have you thought of those videos, of those streams? They're only supposed to be about an hour each. So 2 hours of information each day. They kind of have a schedule and a plan of action, I think, for each of those, to kind of do a Q&A, kind of cover the features of 19 in a stream, gameplay and map tours or map walkarounds, map exploration. Another day, I'm thinking there is a couple of days of multiplayer, just general multiplayer exploration and play and things also in there. So what have y'all thought of the streams so far? Be interested to know what you all think. I want to try to watch them, but the way the schedule's working out, looks like the English streams are going to be coming on at 2 p.m. daily, and of course that's right in the middle of the work afternoon. It's going to depend on what my schedule looks like, if I'll be able to catch those live or not. I think this morning they did a premiere video that was doing the sound of the fence, and there was, I don't know, several hundred folks, I think, watching that video as it premiered, and as a result, chat was like, just couldn't follow it. Just so many people typing that it was just a steady scroll, more of a jump. As 3 or 4 people would say something, the whole chat would just jump up. You know, and more people would chat something and it would just keep jumping up. It'd be a miracle, I think, if anyone's going to be able to follow chat and actually respond to questions if it's that busy and that heavy of a chat load with these videos. We had, what, 28,000 liters in the truck, up to 43,000, so we got 5 more thousand liters before we would have 20,000 in the gravity wagon. The gravity wagon holds about 679 or so bushels. I think if the rain was going to hold off, I would probably go get the compost spreader at this point and get them started on this field. But with rain being imminent and the way it looks, it looks like it's kind of starting to cloud up. I think we're going to hold off on that. I do wonder if we're going to be able to finish this field off. I got about maybe another 6 passes, maybe another 3 passes up and down. So I'm curious, what maps are you all going to miss the most in Farm Sim 19? What are your favorite 17 maps that you are going to miss until either one, well, not until either, till the map author hopefully converts them, brings them forward into 19. I started playing, I didn't have any experience other than 17. So every map was new to me. Maps that had been brought forward from 15, they were still new to me and never had experienced them. Maps that were brought forward from 13 to 15 and then to 17, they were still new. It was kind of a wonderful experience. I have so many new maps constantly coming out, so many new things to explore and experience. Sometimes I would get a little upset with finding out that a map that I thought was new had been around the horn for quite a while. You know, got a little frustrated. It's like, gee, I wish I had known that. I was probably sounded like an idiot, getting all excited about something that's probably been seen by thousands of people in previous iterations. So it'll be an interesting experience to go back and try to recall what a given map looked like, or how it was like the 17 map, how a map differs from 17 to 19. It'll be interesting if I'm able to recall some of those things and kind of make those comparisons. At the same time, I acknowledge that, you know, just like I was new to 15 or 17, didn't have any real experience other than 17. There's going to be folks that are going to be new to 19 and won't have any basis of reference with respect to something that was out in 17. So I don't want to be doing that too much, because I don't want to be alienating the new player into feeling that, you know, that they're not that their thoughts aren't important also. We've got one full load out of this field already. Looks like we're going to get another full load out of this field before we finish it up, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to get this much out of this field, actually. Thought we'd probably fill it up once and maybe fill it up a second time, but we're definitely going to get the second fill up. I'm going to go ahead and finish harvesting this field, finish unloading the harvester and hauling the grain. Hopefully we'll get this done here tonight before the rain comes in. And next time I see you, well, I don't know what we'll be doing. Might be over in that poplar field again. Might be planting soybeans over here. Who knows? Who knows where we'll be? Until next time, happy farming.